All right, here we go. Let's dive into the hot towns. So the hot towns in Massachusetts, let's take a look at what's changed over the last 30 days and what remains the same. So, I have a few more towns on the list this month, so I'm going to try to go through it a little quicker. Walpole, they're back. So let's start with Walpole. So Walpole, the average is still 8% over asking in Walpole. That's based on 12 properties. Average sales price in Walpole, $934,000. Average list price, $896,000. And I'm just going to touch base real quick before I dive into some of the other towns, because some of the other towns, they didn't make the hot list, but they were on it last month, but they're still doing good. It's just there's so many towns here. So just quick, I'm just going to give you the percentages. Like Andover is still hot, 7% over asking on average. Bellingham, 6% over asking on average. And Arlington, 6% over asking on average. All right, so let's look at the rest of the hot towns. So the rest of the hot towns, we got Salem. Salem right now, 8% above asking on average. Average sales price in Salem, $622,000. Average list price, $579,000. That's based on 13 properties. And there's one category that really jumped out as a hot category, and that was $500,000 to $599,000. So there was 6 properties that sold in that price range, and on average, 12% over asking. Yeah, 12%. So the average in that range, $565,000 for the sales price, and $507,000 was the average asking price. So that's a pretty big jump in that range. Now on to Athol. And in Athol, the average was 8% above asking. So the average sales price there, $353,000. And the average list price, $328,000. So, a lot of the properties are, lower on average, than a lot of the other towns in Massachusetts. And that was based on 10 properties. And it's selling relatively quick there, 11 days on average on the market. All right, let's jump over to Acton. So in Acton, same here, 8% above asking on average. Average sales price, $990,000. Average list price, $919,000. Average days on market, 15 days on market, and that's based on 15 properties. Belmont, also 8% above asking. So average in Belmont, $1,463,000, and the average list price, $1,373,000. And the average days on market are 30 days on market. Some of the categories that jumped out to me in Belmont, from $800,000 to $899,000. That one home that sold in that category, and that one actually went 3% below asking. So you still have these great numbers, but then you had that one category, and then you had another category, which was 2.5 million to like 2.9 million, and the average sale on that property was 6% below asking. So you had those two categories, yet you still had 8%, for the entire town. So that kind of tells you what's going on with the other categories. So, just real quick, from 1 million to 1.49 million, 11% over asking. And then 1.5 to 1.9 million, 11% over asking. And 2 million to 2.49 million is 12% over asking. And one thing I just wanted to mention, in the 1 million, to $1,499,000 range, you're talking about 6 homes. So 6 homes, all average 11% over asking. All right, now let's jump over to Reading. So in Reading, it was at 8% over asking. Average sales price there, $1,105,000. Average list price, $1,053,000. Average days on market, 30 days. And it was 20 homes sold, in that town. But one of the sweet spots that really jumped out, I kind of want to look at this property just to take a look, because from 700 to 799,000, there was 2 homes that sold in that range, and the average was 42% above asking. So I don't know if just one home was crazy with that, or if both homes were really good in that range. I'd have to dive into that. But the average in that category, the average sales price was $762,000, and the average list price was only $574,000. So you're talking, $200,000 almost above asking on average between those 2 homes. All right, now let's take a look at Brookline. So in Brookline, average again, 8% above asking. The average sales price was $2,783,000. Average list price $2,580,000. This was based on 8 homes. And the average days on market in Brookline, 10 days. That's it. And then 6 days to put an offer in. So things are selling very quickly in Brookline. So there was 2 categories there that really jumped out to me. You know, the $2,500,000 to $2,999,000. There was 2 homes sold in that category, and the average there was 11% above asking. And in the category right above it, $3 million to $3,999,000. There was 3 homes sold in that category, and they went on average 12% above asking. Now let's move over to Plainville. So in Plainville, the average has been 9% above asking. You know, the average sales price in Plainville is $572,000. The average list price, $524,000. And average days on market in Plainville, 12 days on market. So another hot town. It's selling fast in Plainville. You know, this is only based on 5 properties, but still, you know, that's what's been going on in Plainville for 30 days. There's 2 homes that really jumped out. There was 1 home, you know, that was listed at $365,000, and it sold for $425,000. So that one went for 16% above asking. And another home that jumped out, you know, was a home that was listed at $689,000, and it sold for $805,000. So that was 17% above asking. But also, you know, the other categories were all above asking. So it's not just those 2 homes, and then there was some that were under. There was 1 home that did go under by 3%. They were asking $495,000, and they got $480,000. But other than that, you know, the averages were all above asking, you know, in Plainville. All right, now over to Malden. So in Malden, 9% above asking is the average. So average sales price, $760,000. Average list price, $694,000. Average days on market, 17. And that was based on 11 homes. So a couple of key categories there. You got the $600,000 to $699,000 range. Went 14% above asking. Then $800,000 to $899,000 range, you know, went 13% above asking on average. And then the $1 million to $1,499,000 range, you know, on average went 16%, you know, above asking. Now let's take a look at Framingham. Framingham, 9% above asking is the average. The average sales price, $658,000. Average list price, $608,000. Average days on market, 13. Average days to offer, 6 days before offers are put on average. And that was based on 22 homes. So, you know, a little bit greater number of homes to get the averages from in Framingham, and you're still seeing, you know, great numbers in Framingham. So, you know, the one category that really jumped out, $500,000 to $599,000. There was 5 homes, and the average on those 5 homes was 15% above asking. So, you know, the average asking price was $479,000, and the average sales price was $550,000 in that range. And in Carlisle, there was only 3 homes that were sold in the last 30 days, but the average sales price there was 12% above asking. And it was 2 homes sold in the $1 million to $1,499,000 range, and in that range, it was 16% above asking. And now on to the last hot town for this month, Newburyport. So in Newburyport, the average sales price was 14% above asking. And that was based on 10 homes. And a couple of the key categories there, $700,000 to $799,000 range. It was 1 home, but that one went for 15% above asking. And then the other category that jumped out was $1 million to $1,499,000 range. There was 2 homes sold, and listen to this one. The average in that category, I got to look these up because these numbers are just blowing off the charts here. So the 2 homes in that category went on average 58% over asking. 58%. So the average list price was $764,000, and the average sales price was $1,118,000. So that's a huge difference. So I don't know, you know, what the 2 homes look like. I'm going to take a look at that after this video because I'm very curious, you know, checking this out. I kind of want to see, you know, not yet clearly going to know what happened, but, you know, I kind of want to dive into it and kind of see, you know, what those homes look like. All right, so that's a wrap for the hot tops for this month. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm here for you. I'm a resource for real estate. If you have any questions in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Florida, investing, and check out the channel. There's a lot of videos here. If this is your first time coming to the channel, check it out. I have a lot of full-length videos on the entire process of like home buying, home selling, what to look for when you're looking for investment properties, 55 plus communities, new home construction, the entire process. Some of these videos are very long, but they do have chapters. They break it down so you can kind of skip through with what you want to watch. I have home tours on here. I do market updates every month. So, thank you. If this is your first time tuning in, I appreciate you. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing, and throw me a like for the video, because when I see what videos that people like, then I know to focus more on those categories and put out more content, in those categories. So thank you. Have a great day. Like I said in the last video, enjoy the warm weather. Beautiful day. June is here. Summer's right here. It's right around the corner. It already feels like summer in a lot of the ways. So, enjoy it. Have a great day. Take care.